What's going on, everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're here for episode 35 of our Arizona Cardinals Madden 24 franchise mode, where today, finally, we are getting a doubleheader. Where this week, starting today, Monday, we are going to get back on a somewhat coherent upload schedule with the idea every day there is going to be an upload. I already got the week planned out. Cardinals today, Honey Hunters tomorrow, rebuild. Cardinals, Honey Hunters, rebuild. Cardinals, Honey Hunters, rebuild. Maybe some other things mixed in. But that is going to be my planned upload schedule. But every single Cardinals episode, really for the last 3 episodes, I've been saying we'll do a doubleheader soon. We'll do a doubleheader soon because I want to, pick up the pace here a little bit. I want to see if we can go undefeated this season, which it's still a little early for the undefeated talks. Even at the end of this episode, if we can find a way to pull through and be 11-0, still a little early. But we are going to try and reach that here, as this may very well be something we've never accomplished before in a main channel Madden franchise. I've never gone undefeated, ever. I think we were 13-4 last year, and we were 1 and done in the first round playoffs. So, even if somehow, some way we do manage to go 17-0, which I've already talked way too much about going undefeated in this episode to jinx it, but we had immense regular season success last year with the Cardinals, and we were 1 and done in the playoffs. So I would guess that if we go undefeated somehow, some way, we could still get bounced early in the playoffs, earlier than expected, until our team can prove otherwise. But we are 9-0. We are the number 1 offense, number 1 defense. We are playing on the most up-to-date Matt 10 / Mr. Hurricane all Madden sliders. And we're feeling pretty good about where our squad is at. From an individual standpoint, from a team standpoint. From an individual standpoint, Kyler Murray, a quick refresher, is lighting the league up and is the current frontrunner for the MVP award. 2,800 yards, 29 touchdowns, 4 picks. We have a 2-headed rushing attack. Not so much due to maybe our sub-in, sub-out sliders. More so the fact that Roosevelt Bonds is one of the most injury-prone players in the NFL. So we get a lot of Calvin Austin mixed in with the offense. Marcus House, our tight end. We have Hollywood Brown, who's having a resurgence. We have our first-round pick, Steven Archibald, who did miss a couple games due to injury, but when he's been out there, he's been effective. Rondale Moore has missed the last 4 games with injury. He is back in the starting lineups. Our offense is ready to get back to full strength. The defense is elite. Zaven Collins has made some plays. Owen Papo has made some plays. We got 21 TFLs, 16.5 sacks for Ojulari, leading the league in both those categories. However, we are coming off a game, the last game, he had no stats. He did not get a TFL. He did not register a sack. So we need to pay a little bit of attention to that. Our rookie, Braylon Duval, 3rd or 4th round pick, day 2 pick, with 11 TFLs, 5 sacks in this rookie campaign. Milton Williams has been solid. Boogie Basham coming off an injury. He's getting ready to get back out there and be a big-time playmaker. Both Garrett Williams and Kenny Hodges, with their 4 interceptions, is tied for first in the league. I mean, you could just see it here on the zoom-out shot, if you will, of the league leaders. Kyler Murray, 1st in yards right now. Marcus House and Hollywood Brown, 1st and 3rd in receiving yards. B.J. Ojulari, 1st in sacks and TFLs. Kenny Hodges, Garrett Williams, 1st and 2nd. Well, I guess tied for 1st in interceptions. So far, everything has been perfect. But we start here against the Rams, who are 2nd place in the NFC West. This is maybe their Super Bowl at Week 11, because they need to win this game to not only keep them alive in the division, they need to win this game to hopefully spiral this Cardinals team on a downward slope so that they can gain the momentum and gain some lost ground, if you will, and cause us to have a defeat here that causes us to go in a little bit of a down spiral, akin to the Philadelphia Eagles IRL this year, where they lost 6 of their last 7. So we have a rivalry game. The Rams have always been somewhat difficult. Puka Nacua, all those guys. We got Aaron Donald. You know what? We're gonna flex our muscles here a little bit. We're gonna trash talk Aaron Donald, beat the Rams, score 4+ offensive touchdowns. I assume that will give us some sort of boost in the way that our offense, our number 1 offense in the NFL, is playing. I don't put it past him. We also get a breakout here for Kyler Murray, who's looking, I believe, to make a jump up to an X Factor. So throw 1 or fewer interceptions. The last time we've hit this X Factor scenario with Kyler Murray, we threw the picks. We threw the picks, just couldn't get it. It was one of those games. It was one of those just nothing went right in that aspect, and we had to pivot pretty early in that game to just focusing on the win and not the depth trait. And I think I would like to think Kyler Murray now in his later years, he's 28, he's a mature leader, franchise quarterback. He also would understand that makes sense to sacrifice individual gain for the success of the team, especially while we're on an undefeated streak. Now we have Braylon Duval's brother, our D tackle Corey Duval. Corner is stepping out, according to our scout, and I do like the brother duos, right? You know, he can be maybe who knows? Maybe that guy's gonna be the next, the Watts, if you will. So let's take a look at what he is. Look, I'm already prepared for him to be like easily the worst looking corner available because this GM is truly terrible. But we got Corey Duval here at a BYU second, third round projection. Has B press C, especially for how good corners can particularly be. I am absolutely not. I mean, maybe we could pile that one away to remember that this is the guy that our scout talked about. But for the most part, how about this guy, Eldra Clements? That could have been a cool guy to recommend. Also, while we're at this stage of the regular season, we have to start our focus player scouting. And, our board is slowly starting to come to fruition. We're about 50% completed on most of the players. I have my favorites from the first pass-through set. I will say it looks to be a weaker draft class across the board. We got McGee here who has some great letter grades. Athletically speaking, kind of lacking. He would be more so a depth play. We got wide receiver who we don't need wideouts, right? And in terms of needs, we need offensive tackles, and we'll get to that in just a second. But anytime there could be players that have some pretty decent letter grades, because that's really all we can scout on at this point in time. We're gonna favorite them up just to monitor them just a little bit. Vince Crompton, A, deep route running, B, release. That's usually a pretty healthy combination of what we want to look for, but doesn't have a chance to get elite acceleration. So that's, if I get a deep threat in a perfect world, they're going to have elite, at least in terms of a ceiling, elite acceleration, elite deep speed. So our scouting this year has focused on offensive tackle, and we got some guys here for sure at left tackle. We're looking for a DJ Humphries replacement. I have learned, though, that letter grades don't mean a whole lot because there have been some pretty good letter grade players that graded out, like look at that, 1A, 3Bs. I would assume that's a first rounder. No, third, fourth round type talent. I had a couple UDFAs as well that I would have been like, look at that, 3Bs is UDFA. No, he's actually not that great. You know what I'm saying? We have some guys here at right tackle, same kind of deal, where it's like, oh, that actually looks like a kind of decent play if I was blind picking. Like, look at this guy. 3Bs and a C UDFA. I'd be like, that guy's going to be like at least a day 3 talent. I'm like, nope, not that great. And on top of that, at right tackle, there's only 4 draftable tackles in the whole class. And look at one of them, top 5, Danny Terry. Could be good because he has 3 A's, but that deep pass blocking doesn't make him look remotely like confident that you can go make a play there. Trey Cook probably is my favorite, and I'm actually going to focus scout him just because I don't know if I'm going to get that last little 5% there on him. So we're going to consider that as a play, but we do have the left tackle market. And look, at least the good news, we got 5 guys that I think if they fell to us, because let's be honest, if we don't win the Super Bowl, we're going to be picking pretty late in the first round. We'll be cautiously optimistic that at least one of these guys would be available to come in on the offensive line. I got a couple interior linemen that look like they could be pretty good, especially this guy, Ted Stockton, day 3 pick with 3 A's. That is a fairly healthy start to your scouting report to throw him on the inside. And currently our starting tackle, he's hurt all the freaking time. So adding some depth on the interior, we'll scout him as well. We'll get Stockton. We'll get Trey Cook. And defensively looks real bad. Like, look, few and far between. The linebackers, there could be something there. We got Scott Bailey out of Alabama, who has A pursuit, A zone coverage. And like, do we even really need a linebacker? I don't think that's gonna be the case. But it looks like Jose Gilmore out of Ole Miss, A pursuit, A tackle, A zone coverage. The athletic attributes, has a chance to get elite acceleration, elite speed. Not a need, but man, that could be a very good value player. We have Clemens here at corner. Looks like he could be kind of solid. A couple safeties. Harris with the B's across the board. Alex Graham has that A man coverage, B tackle, which is pretty well rounded. The athletic profile is good, not great. So I think for at this point in time, until we get some more of the athletic test numbers, I think we'll just focus scout the 3 guys that look like they could be really, really good players of our top 3 here. We'll go 2 linemen and Gilmore at linebacker. And hopefully, again, once we start getting some athletic testing, maybe we can add a couple more guys to our favorites list to fill out the board. Because right now, it's a little on the light end. But first to the Rams. The funny thing about this save is that Jared Goff has found his way back to the Rams. So how do you play a Jared Goff team? Well, we will take away the medium and or dink and dunk passes. Don't really worry too much about the deep ball here. The Rams defense is pretty damn good, led by Aaron Donald, so you want to get the ball out quickly. I don't really love the game plan of throwing it deep, but it happens, right? It absolutely. Even if you set your game plan to throw it short, and you want to work on like intermediate throws, screen passes, let's be honest, the self-restraint isn't always there, and a lot of times you just get either you move the football fairly easy, and you start pushing that thing down the field a little bit, or you get frustrated and you want to just throw the deep ball. I know that I do that all the time. So maybe it's not that bad, setting your game plan to focus on the deep ball. We had a couple guys that had great practice this week. Oh, a couple starters, that is for sure, led by Hollywood Brown at wide receiver. We'll see if we can get him right there, like a perfect scheme fit as a deep threat. And for a guy that's already lightning fast, +1 catching is nice, 3 catches traffic, but 1 speed, 1 acceleration. That is a huge bump for Hollywood Brown. I'll upgrade the other guys. And let's go continue our undefeated streak, get to 10-0 here in a tough divisional game against the Rams. Now, I use this excuse probably almost every time I play Cardinals franchise. I couldn't give you a day the last day I played Madden. And the fact that this is such a high-pressure season where I do not want to lose. I do not want a slow start. I'm going to say today is Monday. I have not played Madden since I played Pal World. I don't know if you guys know what Pal World is. I've been playing Pal World all weekend. That's why there was not an upload. Honestly, all weekend, on one screen was Pal World. On the other screen was the goddamn playoffs. So, played a game of Madden. Like, might have been a week. It might have been, like, last Monday. Because when I do rebuilds, obviously, we don't play a lot of, like, in-game. Especially something that's at least comparable to, playing on an all Madden franchise. Oh my god, what a play. Ojolari, last game, no TFLs, no sacks, and he starts this game with the opening drive on a 3rd and inches with a, maybe if it's inches, it might be 3-yard TFL on Khalil Herbert. No Kyron Williams back there for the Rams, and we do a great job on the opening drive. Back. No. I didn't like anything about that. But you know what? I take this game as every drive we see Aaron Donald take over, we know that is just added pressure for Ojolari to do the exact same thing. Keep in front of us, 3rd and 15. Gotta watch out, though. Puka Nacua, superstar. We got Cooper Kupp, superstar, both on the same side of the field. We get a little bit of pressure there on Jared Goff. Does not like pressure. And we get off the field here. Big time. Lack of offense to start this first quarter, both teams. That's going to be cut. Ooh, I actually thought there might have a shot that you jumped that for a pick. Can remember, man, we got that breakout, man. Do we want Kyler Murray to be an X factor or not? 400 yards, 1 or fewer interceptions, bunch of tuds. Our game plan is to focus on throwing this shit deep. And Aaron Donald has decided we are not getting an X factor here today. All right. Well, you know what? There's only so much slow starts you can have until a team that has 290-plus wide receivers. And they're fucking taunting us with the orchestra? All right. This is a massive moment in the game here. Late first. Can the Cardinals get their first of the game? I'm going for it. This is already where I'm raging. We got to go for this. My team, we are trying to be undefeated. We have not got a first down in 3 drives. That is going to change right here. That is why we're undefeated. Because at times like that, I let my frustration settle over. And we go for it in a terrible decision. Look at that. Maybe that's the kick in the ass our offense needs. Their only points came off a sack fumble where they started in field goal range, right? This is going to be a game that I think early, weather the storm a little bit, but over 4 quarters, there's no way they're going to be a better team than us. Let's go. Do it yourself. I don't know if that was 4 total touchdowns, 4 passing touchdowns. I don't care at this point. Given our shaky start, we're focusing on the win, and if at the end of the day, the end of 4 quarters, he did enough to get his X factor, so be it. Go. Zaven Collins did not bite the play action one bit. That is our 3rd sack of the game. Well, that's just a bad matchup. We, as a team, should not have Zaven Collins covering Cooper Kupp by himself. Oh, come on, man. Anytime Papo comes off the field, we had Chad Muma in there. Our run defense, our run fit integrity goes to shit. This is a very good response drive here from the Rams. As they've just marched. They've had their way, man. 11-12 for Jared Goff. Which I've done everything in my power. The number one thing that I have gone out of my way to ensure that we nerf on all Madden is the automatic quarterbacks. However, that does not mean that every now and again a quarterback isn't lights out, because that happens in real life. Just the balance of all Madden is always, can we just make it so not every quarterback hits 90-some freaking percent? Oh! Take the knee! He still has 90% completion percentage. He's throwing bitch passes. That is a turnover in the end zone. Kenny Hodges, his 5th pick of the year, the last year's #1 overall pick in the draft, sits atop the league in picks with number 5. Maybe a little bit of PI. Looked like Kupp got jammed up there, but that is a gigantic turnover. 3rd and long. Man. And, hey, it's Aaron Donald. He takes this game over. This is the one thing, though. The one thing, if you played enough all Madden, the one thing that makes me, that can live when Ojulari goes off and puts up these mind-boggling numbers, is that you've seen it time and time again when you go up against your Myles Garrett's, your Aaron Donalds, your Micah Parsons, where they get like 7 sacks in a game. It feels nice when like one of my guys on my team can do that. Oh, safe! Oh, get it! God! Oh, the defense is trying their best. We get these. It should have been a touchdown. That should have been our 2nd touchdown. Milton Williams absolutely ate on that play. I think those Ojulari had a chance. Look, they go down there. They start hanging out, right? They just hooked up. Go throw on the run to Mr. Hollywood Brown. We're only going to need 300 yards passing in the second half to get our X factor, but it could happen. Marcus House gets up to the 1. Oh, this is where it goes like, do you want dev trade or do you want to win? I think the answer here needs to be we just want to win. Roosevelt Bonds runs over. I actually think that's Sidney Brown, number 30. Feels kind of like treason for a Canadian to unleash that assault on a fellow Canadian, but you got to do what you got to do. X factor, so I just think, honestly, we might... Oh, what? What tackle is that? Diving tackle makes my guy do a front flip. We need to grind at getting him out of his X factor. As long as he's in the X factor, which actually, hey, look, we just got that off. We have no chance at throwing the football with any type of success because he just can't hold up that long. Oh, Archibald, go! That is a hell of a start. We needed 400 yards or 300 yards passing in the second half, and that is how you started out. Hidden first-round pick Steven Archibald, who won immediately off the line. Not a super easy, though. That's one of those ones where it looks so easy. Your guy can make it hard and just sail it on him or underthrow it. I've had that, a bunch of underthrows where guys running wide open, you throw it to the DB, can jump up and make a play. That is a hell of a ball. And we're going to go for 2 here. Does a going for 2 interception doesn't actually count as a pick. I don't think it would mess up our scenario. Got Calvin Austin at the top. Well, we'll find out if it hurts our scenario. I don't think it does. Milton Williams, man. Holy. Have we found ourselves another user on the D-line? Doesn't always need to be Ojulari. This brings me back, man, to like Madden. I don't even know what Madden would have been. 2017, I think. I did an Eagles franchise. I was Fletcher Cox, and like we would get a lot of sacks every year. That was my main user. It's been a while since I don't know, obviously I'm not going to disrespect Ojulari by saying it's my main user, but that I've had like a D tackle. I love the control on the inside, and that is absolutely what we have in Milton Williams right now. I mean, the breakout is still one or fewer interception, but it's just, you know, it's such... You dangle that carrot out in front of me, like you put the hat on with the carrot of an X Factor, you're always going to force it, because it's an X Factor. It's the best ability, the best potential upgrade you can get. If we don't have an X Factor on the line, I'm not throwing that ball. But we're trying to hit some big-time shot plays to get those statistical requirements, and it's costing our team here. Tried. Got lost in the sauce there a little bit. Probably the only guy in the secondary we don't want covering Cooper Kupp in Jalen Thompson. And it looks like the Rams are promptly trying to punish us for the pick. That was a good ball. Their best play all game, I think. But the last time they were in the red zone, we all know what happened. Jared Goff did Jared Goff things. You put him under pressure, and we can get some turnovers. And it's starting off shaky again. Go. Come on, boys. Bend, don't break. They'll settle for a field goal. It's still too early for them to go for it on fourth down. So let's just go here. We'll go in a nice zone, cover a lot of space. I hate that it has to be David Collins, but we're going to try to chip to this left-hand side because that's where they want to go with it. The Cooper Kupp, and there we go. Mr. Ojulari gets there with the sack. I honestly think that is all of us. That is all on me. I'm taking full credit, even though I didn't get the sack, because you know he wanted to check that down to Cooper Kupp at the goal line. We hold no field goal, good stand. I love this. He might be my favorite player. Throwing out guys that were generated, that came into the squad, you know, that we drafted. In terms of just base Madden 24 players at launch, moving Calvin Austin to running back is probably my favorite pound for pound, quite literally, player. Oh, he caught it! Over the shoulder. Boulder holder, Marcus House, touchdown. Gonna need to air it a lot here in the fourth to try to chase that X Factor. But we'll try it. We'll go for it. It's the Milton Williams game right here. Everything Aaron Donald's doing, Milton Williams is trying to chase him. And they are in 4-down territory. I see, and the point being, trying to air it out here with Kyler Murray trying to get his debut. Like, we have such a big lead that if we do put the ball in harm's way at risk of a turnover, I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem. Great coverage. Marco Wilson on Puka Nacua. Turnover on downs. However, actually, they went for on fourth down. We're not going to have the yardage. We're going to get short field position. I got to dial up here. Coach likes double slants. 3rd and 10. But I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But it is 4th and 8. And for the love of the depth trait, we are going to go for this. Barring an apt collapse, I don't think this will come back to bite us in the ass. I like the fact there's no safety right there. If Rondell Moore can just run off the line, should be wide open. And that was actually a terrible call. Go Duval. Everyone, it's a sack party. This offensive line for the Rams, glaring weakness. And we are punishing them with our 7th sack of the day. No, there's your... Hey. If there has to be one complaint about my defense, we do give up a lot of garbage time touchdowns. But to get ourselves into garbage time, they did their job, I guess. We'll cut them a little slack. There we go. Good grab. Getting Rondell Moore back involved in the offense. That's one of his money plays. Ooh, 4th and inches. Don't mind if I do. Let's go for this. I like dig spot. Might be able to get Bonds out the backfield here. Hey, here we go. Oh, this little half sack between Duval and Ojulari. I think gives them both 2 on the day. What a freaking performance by this defensive line. Let's try and run this one up. Get our 4th passing touchdown of the day for Kyler Murray and just, I don't know, maybe walk into a bugged, glitched dev trait scenario, potentially. But 2 last little tutties to the running backs. Just shows how many freaking weapons we have to beat you. And it ended up not being that. I was worried. That first half was scary. Very scary in terms of protecting the integrity of our undefeated record. But at the end, I told you, they started hot. It's the team that's going to be the best throughout 4 quarters. That is the Cardinals. 43-17. Kyler Murray, 283 yards, 4 tuds. Did have 2 turnovers, an interception, and a fumble. Aaron Donald tried to take this game over. Full credit to him. Still a monster. 283 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a pick for Kyler Murray. So we finished with 300 yards from scrimmage and 5 total touchdowns. But obviously, I don't think that's going to meet the parameters of the breakout. 75 yards and a touchdown there from Bonds. Running game, a little below our standard. But when we needed them to kind of chew away at the game, they did that. Rondale Moore, first real game back in the offense off injury. 5 catches, 103 yards, 47 a tutty for House. Austin, Bonds, and Archibald all had scores. Archibald obviously with that big-time shot play. But the defense gets the game ball. 4 TFLs, 3 sacks, Milton Williams. 4 TFLs, 2 sacks, Ojulari. 3 TFLs, 2 sacks, Braylon, Duval, Zaven Collins, also the linebacker blitz. They go on top of the fact, Kenny Hodges, who looks to be healthy, so it's only like a game injury, which is great. Got his league-leading 5th interception in the end zone, which honestly I think sparked everything. That got into Jared Goff's head, and he's kind of his quarterback and get rattled when he makes a mistake. I think that was the most pivotal point in this entire game, was that Kenny Hodges end zone pick as we run the score up and we move to 10-0. Off of our 10th win, amongst some other upgrades, we got some big dog ones here. 1 first-round pick, Steven Archibald, who with the boost is up to an 83 overall. Got a nice catching and deep route running. Superstar dev. Lovely. We got old Kyler Murray here. We're going to keep pumping them into Scrambler. Wait his fate. I would love to see them just... Oh, nice. We get a +1 throw power there. I'd love to see them just give it to him. You give me an X Factor scenario, my quarterback still gets 5 touchdowns. I don't care what your parameters are. 5 touchdowns should be a good enough performance to get you that X Factor. So let's go see. We'll sit down. Like, try to tell me he fell a little bit short of his goals after a 5 touchdown performance. That's kind of what I'm coming at here, right? Let's just override whatever you need to do and give me this goddamn breakout. Yes! Yes! 5 touchdowns was good enough. 10-0 is good enough. The goddamn rivalry game. We're going to go with, I don't know, stat points sound better than morale buff. This team's not going to be that much morale could be gained. We must be at max morale. But an X factor for Kyler Murray. Let's freaking go. We got a new ability for Garrett Williams at corner. I feel bad for the Colts next week. We are going to stomp them. So by default, Kyler Murray's X factor is Truz. Don't really want that, to be honest with you. Escape artist seems pretty good. I could see running gun. You let me know. That's what we're going to do. Let me know in the comment section below what X factor we should give Kyler Murray. Maybe we don't give him the most overpowered, like Dots, Gambit. I'm definitely going to escape artist for right now first. But if you guys overrule that and give us what we should give Kyler Murray, I think realistically, escape artist sounds fun. It is difficult. We don't scramble a lot with Kyler Murray. And if we put this ability on him, maybe we got to start scrambling more to make it that much more OP. Go back to year 1 of this Cardinals franchise where Kyler Murray played, 12 games and had over 1,000 yards rushing. But definitely let me know what X Factor ability we should be rocking and rolling with Kyler Murray in the comments below. So we got Anthony Richardson, Jonathan Taylor, and the Colts coming to town. They like to run the football, so we're going to defend the run. How do we attack them? Well, their defense does not look particularly good. We'll go throw it short. Sure, let's hopefully get through this practice fully healthy and ready to continue the undefeated streak and get to 11-0. And on the defensive side, Ojulari's gone. Okay, well, I'm happy we just had a breakout for Milton Williams, but B.J. Ojulari, the best pass rusher, the hottest pass rusher in the NFL right now, is going to miss this week's game. That's probably the most significant injury we've had during a practice this entire season. But we have, I think, more than enough depth on that D-line to step up. But Colts, 8-3, number 5 offense in the NFL. Their defense is kind of butt cheeks. Could be a little dicey. Who says we're not going through a little bit of adversity here on our undefeated run? Oh. Okay, so this is probably the best way to find out this is unveiled. Braylon Duval has a little star under his little thing there. What does that mean? Is that good? Does that mean he's a superstar, Dev? Because I think it does. And we're going to need every bit of that as we try to contain this freaking alien in Anthony Richardson. So looks like we're going Zaven Collins at DN. We're going to get a lot more Chad Muma at linebacker. Zaven Collins obviously like a hybrid type player. So that's going to be our shuffling around. See what Zaven Collins can do off the edge. He started as an edge rusher. Remember, we didn't like him there. We said, no, you're going to be a middle linebacker. And so far, I mean, that was not a great pass rush rep. Josh Downs, 34 yards into Cardinal territory. Damn it, man. Not the game you want to be down your pass rusher that gets open all the time and gets off his blocks all the time. Milton Williams, anytime we get interior pressure, he's going to bail and run. And are we going to have the guys that can, Papo should be able to, right? A lot, logistically speaking, in terms of matching an athlete against an athlete, I think Owen Papo should be able to run with Anthony Richardson, but Anthony Richardson's 230 pounds. Papo is a very undersized linebacker. And there's Zaven Collins filling in, being a jack of all trades, getting a big-time sack, and hold the Colts to a field goal on their opening drive. 3rd and 2 are running right into a wall there. They're two ability players. Don't matter. Gets blocked up nicely. And the Roosevelt Bonds in the Colts territory. Let's try to get this freaking X Factor. 10-yard runs. That's gonna be hard, man. You gotta get it 4 times. So I gotta scramble for 40 yards before the X Factor gets enabled. That's where I think we need to pivot a little bit. I think that's just not how our offense rock and rolls here. We're not gonna utilize that if that's what we keep with Kyler. If we can get matched up here, house in the corner of the end zone. I like the jump ball against any DB. Very lucky that wasn't picked. 3rd and 3. Opening 2nd quarter. This looks like this could be pretty money for House. A lot of money for House. I think probably next drive we'll hit 1,000 on the year for him receiving. Okay, they're getting Jonathan Taylor going. Do not want... the last thing we want is his X Factor on, because then he's got to break every freaking tackle. How does he get it? He has to catch the ball? They need some help with their X... We're a little worried about Kyler Murray with the escape riders. You have completely the wrong X Factor on Jonathan Taylor. Catching the ball gets it going. All right, 36. Come on, man. They're, got to give... Oh, my God. Zaven Collins! This might be the Zaven Collins game. Going from middle linebacker where he started for the last 2 years, going back to edge, and 2 sacks on maybe the hardest quarterback to sack in the league. There we go, Hollywood. Look at that. We're going up against an absolute cupcake, bottom 5 ranked defense. Well, the rookie. The rookie Archibald extends the lead. It's a drop. Oh, it's a brutal drop. It's a good throw. A little bit of pressure. Defense off the field again very quickly. Baited. Absolutely baited. I don't even know why we're thinking of going back to the tight end without House in the game. Shaq Leonard. I saw firsthand of the Eagles here. Shaq Leonard can't make those plays anymore. It's an abdominal strain. He'll be back. We're going to chip over on the side here. That is Josh Downs. Oof. I mean, Anthony Richards, 6 of 13 for 61 yards. The passing game, very, very muddy waters. He's trying to navigate right now. All right, we're going to bail here with Papo. I think we need the disguise here. Oh, there we go. They're going to have to settle. Good stand. Let's go back to running here a little bit. I mean, that turnover, they're a bad defense. You don't want to give them anything to get some confidence. And throwing a stupid pick, it's a good way to do that as Archibald picks up an injury. A little concerning, Marcus House not in the lineup. Coming out of the second half. We have to go with Rollins, who is a hidden dev player, rookie. But he's definitely no Marcus House. All right, Bruce Sternum for Archibald. He's out for the remainder of the game. They think because House is not out here, they don't have to cover my linebacker, my tight end. Psych. Picking apart the Colts. That's a first touchdown for Cam Rollins, hidden dev rookie. There go Milton and Cam Thomas get home. Nothing. Get out of here. Give me the ball back. Go, 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 go. Got him. You're going to put a slot corner outside against Hollywood Brown? No disrespect to Kenny Moore. Great slot corner, but speed to speed. 2 back-to-back touchdowns that are just me picking apart the absolute mismatches that this terrible Colts defense is trying to line up with. That Chad Muma getting the start off the bench. Linebacker blitz, our 4th sack of the game. And they're going to go for it. We pin our ears back. Who do we got? Screw it. Let's go. Let's go against Quentin Nell. See what he has to bring. Against Duval. He has a lot to bring. But can I get a Kenny Hodges pick? And there is interception. League leading number 6 for Kenny Hodges. But there is an injury to Milton Williams. We've been dropping like flies here today. Don't like that. Oh, another safety. Have you ever got back-to-back safeties? Huh? Back-to-back games. Hits it with the Michael Jackson. That's inappropriate. He was a deviant, sexual deviant. And we're able to keep the undefeated streak alive, 11-0. It was an ass kick. I mean, the Colts were 8-3. Their defense was terrible, while their offense was supposed to be difficult. We're down Ojulari and still just uncompetitive. 33-6. Kyler Murray was outstanding. 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. Did throw a pretty bad pick, to be honest with you, but I mean, look at our defense, man. Hold Anthony Richardson, 11 of 25. 46 QBR. Ran the ball when we needed to. Was efficient. We controlled the clock when we needed to. Marcus House, 7 catches, 118 yards, and a touchdown going over 1,000 on the year. I actually think Hollywood Brown had a shot, too. He had 150 and a tud. Rollins had a touchdown. Archibald got a touchdown before his injury. Got to go see what the severity of that is. Looks like he might miss a little bit of time here. Chad Muma got thrust into the starting lineup with kind of rotating a bunch of guys around. 6 tackles, a TFL, and a sack. Savin Collins played defensive end. He's been a middle linebacker the last 2 years. He got 3 TFLs, 2 sacks on the day. Half sack for Milton and Cam Thomas. Did a pretty good job filling up for no BJ Ojulari. Kenny Hodges gets his 6th interception of the year. League leading as the Cardinals remain undefeated. Who's beating us? That is going to do it for today's episode. Maybe we do another doubleheader. We got the Titans and the Philadelphia Eagles. Could be a tough one. Maybe that's the team that we got to circle on the schedule. But 11-0. Does anyone else have even a comparable record? Hey, Panthers are 10-1. Who beat them? Well, hope you remember who beat them. Who beat the brakes off them is more appropriate. They've won 7 in a row. So, I mean, they're hot. That could be a trajectory right now. for the NFC Championship game. Rematch of last year's one and done playoff loss. And you know, that's what formed us. It's one of those like the Joker scenarios. Like we were kind of normal. And then last year we get embarrassed, and that has made this team, transform this team into a different monster this season. So that's gonna be for the next episode, though. Maybe a potential doubleheader if you guys want to see it. But let me know primarily in the comment section below, what ability should we give Kyler Murray? Earning a Superstar X Factor in the episode. He is absolutely crushing it as well. Still the front runner for the MVP. But I think Escape Bars a little too tough for me, right? And we don't fumble it a whole lot with Kyler Murray. I don't think we're going to get the benefit. I think maybe like running gun could be cool. That also fits necessarily the archetype of a Kyler Murray. Like we're not going to give him brick wall or freight train or anything like that. But I mean, bazooka, we can look at that. Pro read, stats. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know, please. Give me the best one for Kyler Murray. Give me maybe, even if you want to go above and beyond, what's the best one for my personal playstyle? Which right now, my playstyle is just winning every fucking game. But that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As always, first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. We'll be back tomorrow with a new episode of the Hollywood Tech Honey Hunters, some NCAA 14 college football rant action coming for you guys. So until then, it's your boy C4 saying peace out, love ya. Have a good one.